Hello. Our next book review is a religious man, so a religious Christian book review, and this is the book Don't Be Afraid by the Reverend Troy Perry, with Thomas, can't pronounce his last name, never could, I'll call it Swicegood. But Troy Perry grew up in a family very similar to mine, very Pentecostal in the U.S. He went through Bible college, became a Pentecostal minister, married, had kids, the whole time trying to come to terms with his true sexual nature, which is homosexual. Finally came to terms, was kicked out of the Pentecostal church, divorced. But he still felt called to be a minister, and he started the Metropolitan Community Churches, which are now mostly in North America, but there are some elsewhere in the world. And the first church was in Los Angeles, and then it branched out. When I was coming out, I attended the Metropolitan Community Church of Toronto for several years, and it helped me so much. The first thing I noticed when I started attending that church was, wow, these are really gay and lesbian people? Wow. And the church services were just like the church services that I had grown up with, except that being gay was normal in that church. After I was involved in the church for a couple of years, I was playing the piano on Friends and Family Sunday, and I had invited my parents and my grandmother to come in, join me for church, and then come back to my house for Sunday lunch. And it was so funny, sitting in the church before the service with my father, he looked around and leaned over to me and whispered, "Stephen, are all these people really?" And I said, "Homosexual?" He goes, "Yes." I said, "Yeah, Dad, they are." I said, "Now it's Friends and Family Sunday, so some of the visitors are not." And we did have some people that attended the church who were not gay. One sweet older couple whom I loved dearly, they had started attending the church when their son was diagnosed with HIV and then AIDS, and he had died. But he and they were kicked out of their church, so they started attending MCC Toronto, a very accepting church for sure. So it was a very interesting experience, and Troy Perry's story is both sad and uplifting, especially when you see that he came to a point of real success in his field, success in the ministry, which to him was very important. And you can understand that. And by founding the churches, the Metropolitan Community Churches, he gave a Christian home for LGBTQ people who were, well, not welcome in their own Christian churches. So, fascinating read. Don't Be Afraid Anymore by the Reverend Troy D. Perry. Excellent book. I highly recommend it. And take care.